do you perhaps feel like the cells of your body are being stretched and challenged to hold more coherence and consciousness? This is another Kundalini Chrism yoga update, your mother tongue. And if you're new to this, the mother is a primordial presence, a life force consciousness woven through all of creation. And she goes through different rhythms and patterns along the year, the cycle of the year. And when we come to this point in the year, I would say it's probably the most important alchemical moment. It's the moment of conception and emergence in the mother's body, meaning in your body, right? It's when spirit is fixed into matter. And that is the final stage of alchemy, rubedo. So we are coming into our third act in the myth wheel, emerging into a new embodiment, right? A new embodiment means more consciousness is coming into our body. We have to make room for a new, more evolved state of being. And that's why this time of the year, it can also feel quite physical. You could be having physical pains, dis-ease, tensions in the body, because the body is going through something. It's trying to expand for consciousness. We're also back in the root chakra at this time of year, right? We've moved through Capricorn and we're now in Aquarius. Both of those are ruled by Saturn, and Saturn rules the root chakra or Muladhara chakra in alchemy. Right? So Saturn, this earth, this root earth sign, when we enter this stage in the wheel of the year, it's physical. It's fixing consciousness into matter, right? The journey of self-expansion is not a heady light and love, ephemeral concept. It's actually in the flesh. It must come into the body. And that's what's happening right now. Consciousness is coming into the body, your body, and the body of the earth. And we're also about to enter into Maha Shivaratri. This starts tomorrow. Maha Shivaratri is this beautiful celebration I observe every year from one of the most ancient tantric and fertility cultures in the world. And what it represents is Lord Shiva, blessed, beautiful Lord Shiva, my husband, consciousness, entering into merging with Prakriti, nature, right? Shiva merges with nature at this time of year. That's why I love this lingam, right? The Shivling. It's this erect line, the spine of clarity and consciousness coming into the yoni of nature. So over this new moon, it's the great new moon of the year of Lord Shiva. And what it is, it's a celebration of the void. We have celebrations of the light, and this is a celebration of the void, right? Which is why we observe it overnight and we stay in awareness, which is what Lord Shiva is. Lord Shiva is the void. It's awareness, right? So this is all happening in this new moon, this great ancient fertility moon. And a solar eclipse is happening on this new moon as well, on the 17th of February. It's also the Chinese New Year, entering the year of the fire horse. It's also the beginning of Lent and Ramadan. And Lent and Ramadan actually come from more ancient fertility practices before it was codified into dogma, right? So this happens for a reason. The process of sadhana, or bringing yourself to a practice, a self-devotion, a fasting, and abstinence at this time of year is very beneficial, because you are assisting the body into making space and being able to cope with the expansion that's happening now in the body, right? The consciousness that is coming into the body, empowering the body for its emergence. So this is a great conception point in ancient esoteric traditions, right? Shiva and Prakriti, nature, are conceiving the child, they're conceiving something in you. The power is coming into nature in this moment. And in ancient Egypt, this is also the time in the story where Isis resuscitates Osiris for just enough time to conceive Horus before Osiris then passes away into the underworld. So it's a conception moment, which is what new moons are about. Void moments are about the conception of intention, the conception of presence, the conception of your awareness. That's what's happening in the void, and it is the greatest void of the year. Every new moon is a void point where conception may occur. This new moon is the conception of what you will be emerging into as you finalize this hero's journey this year and you ignite the next story that you will be walking. It is the biggest new moon. It is the biggest conception moment of the entire year, which is why it is very important at this time of year, over these next few days and going forward, to stay present with your awareness. It's a Saturnian time, right? We've had Capricorn and Aquarius. Both of those are ruled by Saturn. Saturn is the discipline and the devotion to yourself and your awareness and the clarity of your being. I really advise not soaking yourself in distortions over this time of year, because all of us carry the innate ability to co-create, right? And if you are feeding the void energy in yourself right now with weird imagery and weird situations, that's what you are conceiving. You are conceiving that not only into your own reality, but into the collective reality, right? That is why we observe something like Maha Shivaratri. We stay present with awareness and devotion to self, devotion to truth, devotion to clarity. I myself am entering a sadhana practice for Lent. I'm not fasting, although I already abstain from most things in life, but I am entering a sadhana of mantra for 40 days and a kriya, because I want to devote myself to myself, right? Over this emergence period, because whatever we conceive right now, we are then emerging into. The June to December side of the year in alchemy, you'll see this in a lot of alchemical imagery, is a lunar experience of life. It's when the roots are bursting downwards and inwards, into the depths of our own being. We are retrieving shadow aspects. We are learning about ourselves. We are feeling through things. On this side of the year, from December to June, we are entering the solar expression of life, which is the rooting and the branching outwards. You are about to emerge out of the void. You are about to emerge through the soil, right? Come one more month, right? You are about to branch out and fruit like a tree. You are about to individuate and emerge in expression and a new embodiment, a new, fuller, more whole embodiment. So this conception moment and moon that we're at right now is asking us to stay present with what is being conceived, right? The truth of what's being conceived. And that will just emerge out of you. You don't have to bring your cognition to that. That is a natural gnosis that is occurring through you. Your conception and your highest path is what is innately being moved through you, right? You don't have to work too hard at that. All we have to do is kind of not soak ourselves in meaningless distractions. And it's also a really useful time, if you do want to practice high alchemy, to abstain from sex, because desire energy is the great fuel for self-recreation, right? And what I would advise, if you want to observe Maha Shivaratri and spend time over the next few days in awareness and self-devotion, make love to yourself in the mirror. Give that gaze that you would give a lover, give that entirely to yourself. Soak in your own being. Drip in the gorgeousness and the nectar of your own body, your own curves, your own being, your own presence. Give that gaze to you, right? That is what the alchemist is doing. That is, I'm not saying that sex is wrong or anything like that, but there are times where abstinence is useful, celibacy is useful, because that energy, that desire energy, we can spill the cup of Hermes all over the place and give it to people and look to others to be our source of devotion. But when we channel that inwards and into self-love, self-devotion, we bring forth the beloved within, right? This becomes the lover. You become the lover. And your emergence and your creativity and your expression is then fueled by this great erotic desire energy. Your wave, right? So we have double Saturn. We've come from Capricorn into Aquarius. The solar eclipse is happening in Aquarius as well. And the Saturn of Capricorn is kind of that discipline and devotion to something like a sadhana, a daily practice at this time to assist the body and the being to stay in alignment and stay clear so that you create truth. You don't get sucked into weird storylines and give your creation energy to that, right? Then the Saturn of Aquarius is the devotion to your authenticity, the devotion to your voice, to your expression, to the gifting in you, to the emergence of what will bloom in you, what is coming forth in you, right? That takes as much devotion. It takes a Saturnian rigor to be yourself, right? It takes a lot of guts to do that, to be yourself, to be your eccentric, beautiful, very individuated self and notes, the flower that the mother has made you to be, to strip away all the masks and let the truth come forth. Let the truth of you and your gifting and your perceptions and your expression just be, right? Without any performance. That is also a Saturnian expression, right? The devotion to your authenticity. That is the emergence coming forward at the moment. There's a great blooming coming forward in us, right? We're at that moment in the alchemical wheel where we're branching out and individuating, blossoming and fruiting into our individuated emergence, our expression, our truth. And that comes from the stillness and the devotion to clarity and awareness and being comfortable to live and sit in that void. You don't have to fill it with stories and narratives and this and that and distortions. Are you comfortable to sit in the void, which is just awareness and emptiness? Because when we are comfortable with the emptiness, then we can hear the still direction, the dharmic direction, the action that comes forth from the void. Do this out of inspiration. You move out of inspiration. You take dharmic action. When you can sit in the void. The void doesn't mean you sit there in silence like some yogi in the Himalayas for the rest of your life. It means you're a yogi in the Himalayas taking inspired action because you live in the void, and from the void comes the voice of God. Go that way. That inspires you. This is your inspiration. This is what your heart is saying, right? So I really advise that we spend time in self-devotion. It can be fun. It can be playful. This time of year, this new moon, over the next few days, if you can bring yourself to some kind of sadhana, even if it's for 21 days, you don't want to do 40 days. It can be a kriya, a mantra, a fasting, abstaining from something. This is a practice. We're at a Saturnian moment, which requires that kind of discipline, right? It's not always easy, the spiritual path. Sometimes we must bring forth the warrior who is willing to devote just small amounts of time every day. All right, do that over the next 40 days, starting from Feb 17th, and you will see a great emergence happening in you. A great blossoming. You're about to come through the soil, and this is the void moment before that emergence. Yeah, so make sure it's yours. Make sure it's just you and your Lord within you, right? You and Christ within, you and Mother. Just, yeah. I'd say be protective right now over what's coming into your eyes, because we are all creating something right now. We are conceiving. And blessings, enjoy. I love observing Maha Shivaratri. I'm going to stay up all of tomorrow night, the great night of Lord Shiva. because it's an important moment in the year where I'm conceiving my next storyline, right? What I'm emerging into and what will be coming for the next turn of the wheel. Do you feel this? Do you feel something coming into your body? Do you feel a new emergence about to step out, about to come forth, about to express out of you? Sending love.